Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another BTNeanderthal video. Today we're going to be covering Project Diablo 2 Season 5's Poison Nova Necromancer. It is one of the fastest builds in PD2 as well as one of the fastest necromancers, so let's get into it. For the Poison Nova Necromancer we're going to be using Death's Web. When it comes to this item, it is unrivaled for the Poison Nova Necromancer. It gives you +4 to skills and Elemental Pierce. Now, Elemental Pierce for poison does double dip, so this is a very strong stat. Not only it actually pierces and increases your output for damage, but it also increases the duration at which your poison deals damage. You could also use Plague if you really wanted to. It is an option as well, but Death's Web is the best. Shaco with 2 poison facets in it as well. Basically anything with plus the skills is really what we're going to be looking for, as well as poison damage. And we're going to use Mara's. You could also use a Poison and Bone Amulet. Bramble is your best bet here. However, +2 or 3 skills depending on slams or other things are great too. You could also use Viper Magi, Kahegans, tons of things like that. Triangle's Wing, which is going to be really strong with the 3-piece bonus, allowing you to have 25% poison resist pierce, and it gives 2 to skills on a shield. Trang Gloves give you 2 to curses if you end up using the lower resistance, also 15 poison skill damage resistance and faster cast rate. Skill rings are good. Magic Find rings are good. This build does lack faster cast rate, so if you do want to run that, you could also run a 7F CR ring. Triangle's Girth, which gives us cannot be frozen, freeing us up a boot slot for some other type of stat that you might be looking for, whether it's mana per kill or life per kill, which is also a pretty good stat. Physical damage reduction actually is pretty solid on this build because this build does take a lot of damage when you telestomp. Life and res charms here, you can edit those the way you want it to be, depending on what you need, whether if it's fire res or light res, those are options as well. Poison and Bone Skillers, of course, because that's the skill tree we're going to be using, and the Necro Torch and Annie. On swap, we're going to be using Lidless Wall CTA. For the summon skill tree, you can kind of do pretty much anything here. The main thing you really want to focus on at level 30, Blood Warp has no cooldown. You'll be able to just teleport around and move quickly. As far as the skills for damage go, 20 points into Poison Strike, 20 points into Desecrate, and 20 points into Poison Nova. You can also put a point into Bone Armor, which would really help absorb some of the damage and give you some more damage reduction. Curses, if you're going to put points, you have extra points because it's only a 60-point build. You can either put it into lower resistance, or you could put into like Blood Golem or Revives or something else as well. Well, it's a little bit more than a 60-point build because of the Blood Warp. It's probably like an 80-point build and you still have like 20 points remaining, so you could go lower resist. As far as the Mercenary goes, we're going to be using Pus Spitter here, and basically just a bunch of survivability, attack speed gear. We really want her to attack fast for the more procs of lower resist. This is just so we can afford to be lazy and not have to spend time casting lower resist ourselves. She can cast a level 35 lower resist on striking, which is a very powerful lower resist. We would have to invest a crazy amount of points into lower resist in order to even compete with that, so her lower resist is very strong, and we're going to be using that. Attributes, we want enough points to go into strength to wear our gear as well as the dexterity, and then the rest of it all goes into vitality. Again, staying alive on this build is pretty important, so we want to max our resistances. There's also an option to go max block if you want. You could even use Homunculus or something else like that. Honestly, the Triangle's Wing is good enough. It has 30% chance to block, and also just put points into dexterity if you want more block chance. That sums up the Poison Nova Necromancer. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it as well as subscribe so other people can see my content, and it helps me out quite a bit. Much love to all of you. See you in the next season. Let me know again what you guys are going to be playing. You are all beasts.